Oh, this is Matt in the booth. We are live now. There's no Cappy. And this is race number 13 in the Coast to Coast Cup Series. Currently we have 3 minutes left to practice. And yeah, so there's no Cappy. This is sponsored by Weag Designs. There's no Weag Design. Well, there's no Weag Designs racer in here. We don't have our beloved West Gallo. And yeah, so instantly race just gets automatic 3 stars deducted off of it. No Cappy, no Wes, no. Not much to do here. So I don't know, just go home at this point. Ambrosio currently leading this group. It seems like practice is much longer here. Someone just wrecked. It was Barrett Bartholomews. That's how we're gonna go with that. And right now it's just out to battle cam. Whoever is most interesting. Ambrosio leading practice, probably Austin Duran in second, John Lynch in third somehow. Props to John, and hopefully he can keep it up for a good finish in the race. We have 40 laps here tonight, and just like any road cars, no cautions. Well, actually, there's probably going to be one stage caution. I don't know when that's going to be. Everybody's resting against the wall. Brian Lawrence is going backwards. Boom. Into the wall. That's like his 8th backup car that he has. And yeah, this race will, if everybody's spread out and it's just me like looking at everything, yeah, it's gonna be rough. Brian's just dropping in the standings. He was fourth last time I looked at him. Then he was 5th. Now he's 7th. But he is pretty consistent. Knows how to get away, or knows his way to get around in these type of tracks. 8 car bouncing over the curbs. That's Zach Hinson. We're doing something here on this backstretch. I'm gonna take it off of battle cam. Austin Abel still didn't change his number. I think they're doing a drag race of some sort. And Riley's gonna come out of nowhere and win it. Now Brian cuts the track and he's gonna spin and boom into the wall. Bear Bartholomew's in second in the carnage. And alright, now we're on to qualifying. Also, for those watching, feel free to say something in chat. It'll make it more interesting without Cappy being here. And as soon as someone is on the track, we will take a look. Austin Abel, the first one out. Spotlight's on you, buddy. People are going to be doing their warm-up laps at the moment, so if they go off track now, it isn't a big deal. You really do not want to go off track when your hot laps have started. Austin Abel might be the first one, depending who gets to the line first. Ambrosio is just starting to go up the hill. Bartholomew's down the back. Austin Abel restarted. Jacques down the back. And Brian not too far behind him. I think Barrett, oh! Barrett's going to have to restart. He was on his warm-up lap. So no harm, no foul. He's going to have to try and do this again. Brian Lorenzo through the same section. And he is good through that. He's about ready to start his green lap. Jason Rajak going to take the green right now on that Axiom Chevy. Can hear some race car noises because it's now on. So far, Jason's looking nice and steady through the back asses. And then this part, the car is going to want to get a little squirrely, but he keeps it under control down the backstretch. And then he's going to send it into the bus stop. Brian Lorenzo still not too far behind him. Jason can go through the bus stop. And then he's going to cut right to the NASCAR section. We're not going to do the bus stop. We're going to go a little off track there. I believe that's still allowed. This part right here is not allowed though. Cannot go off track at this point. And he's going to cut it close. He's not. Brian is going to go off track with his right side tires. It might be okay because he's still on the lefts. Austin Duran going to be the first one to complete a lap. He's going to head into his second. Ambrosio in second. Jason Rajak in third. Brian Lorenzo. Brian's now into the third. Going to try and push it this lap. His lap was not violated. John Lynch with a killer time in practice. He's now fifth. That 90 car. Final designs. Seen Bob. John Lynch through the S's. That back end gets a little twitchy. And he's going to now go to the NASCAR section. Wide off track there, getting as much as he can, I believe. Like I said, you're not going to violate the lap. Or void the lap, not violate. He is good through that section. We'll see if John Lynch can get better lap time. Little wiggle out of the last turn. John Lynch down in the stripe. Is he going to improve 6th place position? And he is. He's going to go to 5th. Brian Lorenzo is going to move down to 6th. I think Brian had a rough second lap. Trying to push it. Riley Marabello currently in the 3rd place position. He's still on track somewhere. Completed a NASCAR section. His lap's about to be done. Will he improve 3rd? I see Kyle Holden just sitting there. Maybe Kyle Holden's on track. Kyle Holden came across line 6. Going to send Brian Lorenzo back down even more. He's got some catching up to do. Riley Marabello's going to cross the line. And he's not going to improve his 3rd place position. Kyle Holden's still on track. I think he's either completing his 2nd lap or he's just standing still. He is completing his 2nd lap. Brian's got some catching up to do. Being pretty far back. Definitely not what he wanted, and he's shown that he is strong here. Can be consistent. At some point, we usually do have a competition caution for the road courses. And that's kind of just to bunch up the field because if you spin, otherwise there's not going to be a yellow. Kyle Holding across the line, can improve his 6th place position, and it does improve it. He goes up to 4th. No one's on track, and we have 3 minutes left. Good luck, because I don't know what to talk about for 3 minutes. Just filler time with nothing going on. No questions from people to answer. But I will try to bring up these standings heading into this race. Boom, standings after Homestead. Jason Rajak, one of the admins, posted that. Thank you, Jason. Riley Marabello leading this thing.
Hello.
What? Hi. Oh, that was weird. Oh, they didn't lock it. So yes, Riley Marabello is leading this thing. Behind him is Austin Duran, only 1 point behind. Brian Lorenzo, 4 points behind Austin, 5 points away from the lead. Brian does need to manage to get his way back up to the front. If he wants to keep his championship hopes alive. Sam Brochu looking for a good rally today. He's 12 points out of the lead. Kyle Holden, 15 points out of the lead. And behind that, the guys don't really stand a chance. Wes Gallup, who isn't here tonight. Alex Tallman, has missed a lot of races. Same with Brett Murphy. Jason Jacques forfeited his position, and, well, he would have been doing much better if he didn't forfeit it. I do have the opportunity to bring someone up. I think I'll bring up John Lynch for the remaining minute. Hey, John, it's Matt in the booth. You copy? Hey, John, you copy? Yes, he is AFK, which is a shame. Put John back into the chat, and we'll bring up someone else. Who else has done well? Brian. Well, no, he's not done well. That's what I want to talk to him about. Sorry, Brian. Feeling love. Bring up Brian. Hey, Brian. Matt in the booth. You copy?
Yep.
Alright, you are starting 8th, and we'll grid up shortly. So any plans to catch your way back up to the front?
Don't wreck. Let the others wreck themselves. That's pretty much the plan for tonight. It worked last year. Gonna try to use it this year.
Gotcha. So you think that'll work even against Riley, Austin, and Sam Broshu, the guys you are going against for the championship?
Yep. Those two are on a whole different level of road course racing, so I think it's gonna be a very intense race between the mid pack and then those two, and it's gonna cause a lot of mistakes.
Gotcha. Well, so I assume from your perspective, you're just trying to mitigate the point situation and try and gain more next week. I forgot where we're at.
So we're gonna be at Phoenix next week. It's gonna be again interesting to see like what plays out. We got some guys we got half the playoffs that are good at Phoenix, half the playoffs that are not good at Phoenix. So it's gonna be interesting to see like how that plays out. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting series.
So would you consider yourself good at Phoenix then and an opportunity to get a point or something you got to
Oh yeah,
practice on?
no, definitely gonna have to do some practice to see if I can become good at that track.
Gotcha. Well, hopefully we see you up front there. Hopefully we see you up front today. I know it's going to be tough, but yeah, you guys are gridding right now. I'm looking at Kyle who hasn't gridded yet. So I'll put you back with your teammates and good luck, Brian.
Yep.
All right, just talk to Brian in the 77. He's going to be starting 8th. Guy who was on pole. I think that's Sam Brosher. So when I find my cursor, I'll bring up Sam or just his car. And we'll go through a rundown of the grid. So Sam Brochu is going to be starting on the pole position. Outside of him, Austin Duran in number 25. While behind him. Actually, no, it's opposite. Austin Duran starting on pole behind him. Sam Brochu. And in the third place position, it looks like it is the 92 Riley Marabello. You guys starting on pole are on the right hand side because the predominantly right turn track. Different from what we're used to. Behind Marabello is the number 4 car of Kyle Holden. Behind Kyle's is the 71 and Jason Jacques in the 5th place position, followed by John Lynch in the 90 and 6. The 42-6 car, Austin Abel, is in what? 7th. Brian Lorenzo in 8th. My ticker's all screwed up because I can't see positions now. We'll try and finish up the top 10, and I believe that is Bartholomew in 9th. And who is behind Bartholomew? This is why it's nice to have Kepi here, because I don't have the iRacing ticker. I just see Bartholomew. It looks like only a 9-car field. Zach Hinton, Brandon Fielder did not grid or qualify. Yep, it is 9-car field. Small because it is a road course. Does not shock me in the slightest. Which just, yeah, good luck. That puts more strain on me to not suck. Austin Duran, Sam Brochu, and the 92 Riley Marabello looking to extend that points lead. Brian Lorenzo just hoping that he can stay in the fight of this thing. Everybody's going to go through the S's. Brian Lorenzo wants to be a little different, decides to cut it. Bartholomew, though, going through the grass. Thankfully, it is sim racing grass, so it doesn't clog up your grill like we saw in the real NASCAR race at Portland. John Lynch going through the grass, too. And like Brian said, the pit pack is going to be intense, and then there's going to just be the 3 road course warriors, all teammates, up front. Soon we're about ready to go green. They just roared right by us, so you can hear the noise of the cars. Pace car going to go down the safety of pit road very soon, and my voice is starting to hurt, which isn't good because I got 40 laps to do this. Pace car goes down, and away goes Sam Brochu. Green flag is out and waving. Sam Brochu going to lead them down into turn 1. The 10 cars, Brochu on his outside. It looks like he is going to cut down to the inside. If everybody plays nice here. And it looks like we were clean through turn number 1. Brian Lorenzo fell back down to the 9th place position. And around goes the 6 car, and Brian gets collected. Brian into the guardrail. Brian said no mistakes. Keep the car clean. He didn't make a mistake, but the car is not clean, but it is resilient to damage, so he's still in the fight of this thing. He's up to the 8th place position already, though. I forgot to ask him when the comp caution is going to come out, if we have a comp caution. Battle for the lead, though. Austin Duran leading this thing, but right behind him is Sam Brochu in the 10 machine. And that will make lap number 1. Austin Duran going to lead the lap. Sam Brochu in the winds of this thing, trying to get around him. We know last time these two guys got together at Mid-Ohio was not pretty. Riley Marabello in 3rd. You can see him in the back of your screen. And after that, Kyle Holden is a good distance off. Kyle Holden's 2 seconds from the lead. Riley is... Actually, Kyle Holden's about almost 3. Riley is 1.2, Sam Brochu being 0.2. And we can see them all going down the backstretch right now and how all spread out they are. Austin Abel is quite a ways back, 22 seconds. I don't know if it's because of the damage, if something on that car is a miss. See the damage on that machine. It looks like it's okay, not the best. And right now we're going to complete lap number 2 out of 40. 2/40ths of the way done, and if I talk about 3/40ths, 4/40ths, it's going to get really tedious, so I gotta find something to talk about eventually. People who are viewing, feel free to say something in the chat and I'll respond back to you. Brochu has fallen a bit, 5/10 away from Austin Durant. Riley Marabello still falling a little bit. Through the back asses though, Sam Brochu able to catch up. The 25 was bunny hopping. Looks like the back end got loose and Brochu's closed up to 0.299 seconds. This battle for the mid-pack is supposed to be good, Brian Tolman. Currently it's Jason Jacques putting the pressure on Kyle Holden for the 4th place position. And I can see on my ticker, if anyone is close to someone else, they're really spread out. The closest we have is the battle for the lead and the battle for 4th. Kyle Holden, unless he makes a mistake, he's got a gap of 5/10 over Jason Jacques, and you can see that on your screens. Quite significant. Battle for the lead has actually decreased. Brochu just stalking Austin Duran. Seeing if he can maybe get a better run or take advantage of a mistake. And see what he can do. The gap is actually increasing once again, so not good for us. Good for Austin Duran, but that's about it. Riley Marabello has fallen off. He is now 4.5 seconds away from the lead, so I wonder if these guys are maybe tire saving. Maybe not. I would have expected Marabello to be up there with Brochu. John Lynch, I don't know how in the world. Oh, he's a lap down. I don't know how John Lynch was able to be 3rd in practice. He's actually in the pits. Probably wrecked out not that long ago, and we will be loading. See what happened to John Lynch. Through the S's goes John. Knocks the car sideways, and ooh, no. Gets it stuck into the fence, actually. See if he tries to spin the tires. Yeah, he is spinning the tires as of now. And then eventually he is going to give up. Boom. And he's going to be put on pit road waiting for a tow. Unfortunate for John. Back live. In the gap, Austin Duran is put on the... this guy has increased to 10th. It's now 5/10 gap. Actually, Bart Bartholomew is really close to the guy in front of him. Bart Bartholomew and Brian Lorenzo side by side. Looks like maybe Barrett passed Brian. or Brian's trying to pass him. Either way, it's closest battle on the track now. 2/10. Brian Lorenzo. Yeah, he was probably passed by Barrett, and we just got the tail end of it because Barrett's starting to pull away as of now. He's got a clean line through the S's. He started this race in 9th, and he's up to 6th. Brian with the damaged race car. I don't know how that damage is affecting him, but it can't be the most pleasant thing to drive at the moment. And yeah, that gap is now increased to 0.7 seconds, so I should have just hopped there a little sooner. And something happened to Austin, not Austin Duran. Something did happen to Austin Duran. He fell back to 3rd. Wrong button. We had an issue for our leader. Take a look. When you have nothing going on and you have plenty of the time in the world to do replays, this is what you get. Brand did manage to pass the 92 back. He's now trying to chase down the leader. And he has 7.6 seconds to go, actually decreasing. 7.4, still a long race. We're just shy of lap 10 on this thing, being almost a quarter of the way done. And yeah, Duran is huge gap between him and Brochu. Brochu's leading this thing quite dominantly. Maybe if Duran makes some mistakes, could seal the deal, and we see the 10 car in victory lane. He should have won at Mid-Ohio, the other road course on the schedule, but he didn't. Got taken out by the 25, actually. It seemed to be like a racing deal, but those two collided. And it looks like these guys are not going to meet up with each other anytime soon. Gap has decreased to be below under 7 seconds. He's going to have to keep this up, though, at a steady rate until the end of the scene. And once again, I do not know when the comp caution is coming out. But we did have a comp caution for Mid-Ohio. Zach Hinson has joined the race. He's 4 laps down. John Lynch is back on track, 1 lap down. Fielder is not here. Zach Hinson, yeah, he didn't qualify, so I don't know what happened. He was AFK for a little bit, and I mean, he at least gained a position over Brandon Fielder. And probably waiting for some people to make mistakes. 42 wrecked, I think. Caution is out. Have something to do with Austin. Still trying to find out what happened with the 6. Oh, here's what happened with the 6. Oh, go away. And you saw smoke there because of this with John Lynch. However, I do think that this was our comp caution. Boom, around the 90 goes, and that's what the smoke is there for.
I am often asked, what is tarot? What is even the purpose? Well, if you're asking in dictionary terms, I tell you it's a way of finding more about yourself through a deck of cards that tell you about your past, present, and future. But if you ask me what it means to me, I say it's about learning and love and motivation. Through studying these cards, I've learned to love myself. I've learned how to better myself in areas in my life I don't love as much. And tarot has given me the outlet to motivate myself and others to dig deep into ways to better their lives. I challenge you to dig into your life through tarot.
Alright, we're going to take a little break from ads and then we'll get back to them. Out first is Sam Brochu by quite a bit. And then here comes the flock of cars that did take tires. Austin Duran. Sam Brochu take tires? I'm going to have to take a look. All these guys did. And they seem to be coming out in the same order that they arrived in. I'm going to put us loading. I'm going to make sure see if the 10 car took tires. Yeah, everybody else is in the air. The 10 car just took fuel. Maybe a few optionals. That is why he is out front. Well, even more so up front.
I am often asked, what
Alright, no lights are on the pace car. And we are going to go to the end on this thing. Everybody's all bunched up. Austin Duran and Sam Brochu are going to be side by side. It looks like people are lining up now, or you're supposed to, I guess. We do have 8 cars left in this thing. I think John Lynch is still making laps. Yep, John Lynch on lead lap, trying to catch up to the field now. Atkinson's 4 laps down, was not able to get that lucky dog or take away. So he's just chilling. John Lynch, he might catch the field. Let's see, he's starting in the backstretch right now. He's going to catch it. There he is. He's going to cut through the course, I bet. Takes out a cone, sends it to Coney Island. And he's caught up with the field before they go green. So John Lynch back in this thing is the 8th place car. And Brian did not take a fast repair. His car still has damage. And looks like he's going to choose to deal with it. Pace car will go down the safety of pit road, and we will start lap number 14 here at Watkins Glen, sponsored by Weag Designs. Away goes down that pace car.
Green.
And they go green. 10 car with a great start heading into turn 1. Austin right behind him. He's going to lock up or close in on the back bumper a lot. We'll see if the rest of the field makes it through. And it looks like they do. This is the best part of the race, honestly. See them all bunched up like bees. And they're all single filed out at the moment. Brochu has pulled a little ways between him and Austin Duran. You can see that gap right now. Those two are close, but that is 0.3 seconds what it looks like. And heading to complete lap number 15. A little more than a third of this way complete at this point. And Durant can't make a mistake. He closes way in on turn 1 on Sam Brochu. Doing that 25 car, he's going to make a move for the lead. We'll see what the 10 does in response. Caution has helped out Austin Duran the most. And those fresh tires too. We'll see if those come into play as well. And maybe Brochu is going to regret it. Who knows? But behind them is Riley Marabella if they do make a mistake. And if Riley Marabella gets collected because he's so close. There's Jason Drock in the wins of the stage. 79 goes around. Gonna park it. Wait for everybody to go by. Good racing tactics so people know where you are. And he's going to get going again. He fell back to 8th. He was doing really well. He was in like 6th. Duran keep about the same gap between him and Brochu. But Duran just closes in. He doesn't poke his nose out to make a move. We'll see at the end of this thing if he is willing to use the bumper. Maybe not, but if it does, it'll surely be exciting. Through the back asses, Broshu taking a more defensive approach. Austin Durant going a lot wider than him. Getting a good run off, but Broshu cannot let that 25 get under him. And he's got to be defending because don't forget, he does not have the tires. I don't know why he didn't take tires. He would have been in the lead anyways. Unless he was just trying to ensure he was in the lead and he thought he could make it onto the end with tires, or if he was afraid of spinning out. Trying not to do a repeat of, what was that called? Road America. Into turn one, Austin Durant on the inside. Looks like he's going to try and outbreak the 10. The 10 battling on the outs, or on the left. Durant still has his nose underneath, but Broshu is going to clear him, heading up the hill. Still no snows going down the back straightaway. We'll see if Broshu takes the draft and he decides to pop out on line, but no, it looks like he's going to stay in the wins. He's 0.25 seconds back between Broshu himself and Marabello is 9/10 away, and Jason Rajak has fallen down to 2 seconds. We'll see this time if Duran can do something different. Into turn one, he's not close enough, but he does dive it in deep onto the back bumper. Does not move the 10 car though. That's an interesting scheme by the 10 because got the gap in the middle, like the number's supposed to be there, but because next gen has got to move forward, so interesting. I don't know if that's an old scheme or that he made work, or if that's intended. Just go through the bunny hopping section and then down the, I won't call this the back straight, but the skipping of the bootleg section. That's a mouthful, so I'm probably not going to say that. Duran's really close this time in the front straightaway, and he's going to, I thought I saw bubble out 10. I don't know if they made contact. Into turn one, is anything different going to happen? 10 cards dives in deep. You see the tires moving a little bit. Makes you want to think that the back end is kicked out ever so slightly on a 10, and you just saved it a little bit. 25 back there in his SD graphics Camaro. They head down the backstretch. This part is another good passing zone because you can get that draft and pop out of line, but Duran's not going to do it. He's still stalking him, maybe waiting for a mistake, but Broshu goes through the bus stop really well. Reason why that's called a bus stop is because, well, hey, it looks like a bus stop where your bus would park. I don't know. It's a racing term. Heading to complete lap number 20. This is a milestone that I can mark note of because this is the halfway point of the race. And Sam Broshu is going to lead the lap number 20. And he just started lap number 20 though. Austin Duran still stalking him. Barrett Bartholomew has dropped down to 3 laps, so he's on pit road. I wonder if he spun again. I can't go back and look at it. Zach Hinson may take over the 8th place position. So not a bad move by trying to do the race. He's already... yeah. by joining in late, he's already take over Austin Eagles' position, and he might take over Barrett Bartholomew's position as well. Grant has actually extended his lead a little. Nah, he's kept it about the same. But a little bobble out of the 10 to the 25 to the inside. We know this time the 25 is going to make a move. He's going to dive it down in. I thought he was going to dive it down in late, but he didn't. Instead, the 10 car dove it down on the outside, and they're going to exit side by side out of the turn. Good move out of the 25, and he's going to retake the lead. We'll see how the 10 repays him back into the back bumper. Up the back asses, and it looks like the 25 is going to set sail. Little bobble 25. This section is great for the 10. He's going to get under the 25. I think he got under the back bumper a little bit too. He's pushing on that right corner. And he's going to get to the inside right now. Austin Duran. But Duran's going to maintain the lead. And this is the spot that Austin is great in. Except being that trailing car, you can have that tunnel vision. Being the leading car, you kind of set the mark. So we'll see if that 10 car can maybe be just as good in this section too. Austin Duran does pull away quite significantly into turn 1. And yeah, you can see he pulled out about a car length just in that one section. We'll see if Sam Brochu can gain anything back in the bus stop where he is better at. But he is pulling away quite significantly. The gap has doubled right now. Brochu does manage to get out better than the 25, but the 25 can make so much more time in turn 1 and down the back stretch that Sam Brochu may be out of this thing purely because of the tires. Unless the 25 spins again, that's always a possibility too. And no one else is really close enough to kind of be noteworthy. Except for this lead right here. Alright, just hold up while I yawn. The 25 is probably going to lead the most laps in this thing unless he makes a mistake. I think both him and Brochu right now are about equal. And this is the spot Brochu's good at. He's really close right now at 25. He knows, though, he cannot lose a lot of time, and he does. Duran takes a very defensive approach. Brochu all over the back bumper, but cannot stick his nose out there to try and complete the pass. These guys have both their strengths and weaknesses that the other person can try and counter. On the front stretch right now, and you can see that gap is 0.6 of a second. And now we're just about to start the spot that Austin Duran is good on, so he might have nailed the coffin right now. Duran is closing up. It's down to 0.5, but we're going to go on the back stretch. Yep, gap actually is decreasing because right now we are entering the strength zone of Sam Brochu. We'll see how much he can close in on the bus stop, and he closes in 0.2, but like Duran opens the gap up we'll say 3/10. Broshu closes it in 2/10, and then the next lap, so it's just constantly just gaining 1/10 after a lap. So that's just why I say it's not looking good for Broshu, but Broshu's still in the fight of this thing. I did think Duran was going to set sail, and he has not. Oh, wobble out of the 10. 25 is going to set sail now. And this race just got a heck of a lot more boring. The gap has increased to 1 second. He's now going to be in the grasp of the 92. But as long as Broshu beats Marabello, he would be gaining points on him. The person who's going to be the biggest loser out of this bunch right now is Brian Lorenzo, Kyle Holden, who are back there. And they're going to need a great rally if they want to catch back up in the championship. And he said he's going to want to practice a lot for Phoenix to try and regain some points. It's hard just battling against Austin Trent, Sam Brushu, and Riley Marabello. They just seem to be good everywhere, no matter what. And that's what would make a deserving champion. Gap is actually under a second now, but still very big. Closest battle I see right now is between Brian and Kyle Holden. We'll take a look at that. The two blue Shadow Racing cars battling for the 5th place. And I wonder if these guys need to do one scheduled pit stop, because that would also change stuff around a lot. Brian hasn't really gathered up too much damage since that initial contact, but his car is crinkled on both sides. He is still gaining on Kyle Holden, though. Taking good ground through the S's onto the back bumper of Holden. Gap's actually gone down to 0.3 of a second. Down to 0.2. These guys have played nice with each other before. Both of these guys need the points too, so I personally don't see anyone giving them the bumper. Kyle Holden, though, does go wide. Brian Lorenzo tightens it up, and he's actually going to complete the pass. I wonder if Kyle Holden, I don't know, gave it to him or didn't fight too hard because he didn't want to wreck. But Brian Lorenzo up to the 5th place position. 7 cars right now on the lead lap. And John Lynch is 12 seconds off of the guy in front of him. And which would be this group right here. The gap between Duran and Broshu. Still about 1 second. Actually now 1.1. These guys have 2 tire sets. That's interesting. I don't know if why Sam wouldn't just take a tire set if they also need a pit on later. But who knows? It looks like Sam Broshu may be able to score a top 3, and we can ask him then. Kyle Holden, even though he just got passed by Brian Lorenzo, he has not really dropped too much. 0.5 between those two. So after that little bobble, he's kind of just sat right back there with his Camry, keeping it in the wings of the 77. Little twitch out of the 4. Might cost him some time as the gap has now increased. Just Brian Keep it nice and solid down the backstretch. Gap has increased to a second. Does not take long to lose time here, but it takes so long to gain it back up. Just ask Austin. And that goes that battle. I don't know anything else that's really close. Because Brochure and Duran are about the same distance too. I got some messages on my Discord, so maybe anything will be useful. Nah, it's just league information. Oh, iRacing did come out with some start zones. So I learned that in one of my leagues. Another one, they're actually racing tonight. What was the password? I literally just went active that I'm not there for. Another one. Well, yeah, I'm currently here and it's now recorded, so if someone tries to frame me for something I didn't do, I got proof that I'm broadcasting with 10 laps to go. Holy cow, like, look away, and then I look back and Austin Duran has... What happened to Sam Brochu? Brochu on pit road, is that what lost him time? Yes, it has. It's just that 10 car went down pit road. Nothing really exciting, but green flag pit stops are going to happen. He's currently still down pit road. And that 10 car goes away from the pit lane. Pulls away, not goes away. And he is going to enter the track 7th, so he's going to drop quite a ways. We'll see if anybody else takes a dive down a pit road. Maybe next lap, because this probably just seals the coffin. Zambroshu took fuel, but he did not take tires, so now he's got the tires underneath him. Anybody else gonna pit? Austin Duran down pit road this time by. Riley Maribel in the 92, same thing. Jason Rajak down pit road. Brian Lonzo currently in 4th down pit road. The 4 also. John Lynch gonna stay out. Oh, John Lynch hasn't reached the pit lane yet. John Lynch is gonna stay out, and will he retake the lead? Did Maribello join the track yet? Yeah, Maribello is on the track right now. Austin Duran's on the track. Austin Duran retained the lead. Where did the 10 go? I think all these guys took fuel only. Sam Brochu took tires because he kind of needed it. We'll see if that tire difference can help him catch up. He was able to defend very well, though, against Austin Duran on old tires. So, a big gap to catch up. Yeah, John Lynch actually stayed out on track. John Lynch has not pitted yet. That's why he's in 3rd. But he'll get some TV time because of it. But he is holding up his teammate right now, Sam Brochu. And he just went to the inside, allowing Sam to go to the outside. Wants his team to get maximum points. I mean, they're going to win a championship anyways. They got the most cars in the field. Duran with a 5-second lead over Riley Maribello. Riley Maribello with a 5.8-second lead over Sam Brochu. John Lynch in 4th. He's going to pit soon. He can't make it to the end. He is pitting right now. I see Jason Jacques shooting by. Holden just went by. Brian Lorenzo just went by. Zach Vincent in the 8 is... Oh, that's a kind of brochure behind him. Does not look like the A is pitted yet either. He is 6 laps down currently. Just chilling. That's where he's going to finish unless John Lynch somehow wrecks out of this thing. Actually, 6 laps would mean John Lynch just has to complete 2 more laps, and then he'll be guaranteed a 7th, even if he does wreck out. Grant is trying to make it as boring as possible for us. Has 5-second lead over Riley. Broshu out here also. He's actually closed the gap up to Riley a little bit, but I still don't think he has enough time really to make the pass for a second. Chase from Jacques. He's going to have to settle for 4th. Well, 4th or worse. He could be worse. Brian, 5th. He's actually still battling Kyle Holden and the number 4 machine. They've been doing that all race. These guys have been interesting to watch, and Austin and Sam have been interesting to watch when they were actually racing each other. Brian still hasn't taken his faster pair. Honestly, he did take it. No, he didn't take it. That's been the same damage from the original accident. And yeah, this is the closest battle on track right now. They're almost a second apart from each other. Pretty far spread out. And we just completed lap number 34 out of 44, or 6 laps to go. Next time, if I don't get sidetracked, I'll give us the 5 lap to go reminder. Brian Lorenzo off track. Kyle Holden's going to gain some time. He only gained a 10th because the runoff area, Brian was able to get traction in that. Oh boy. John Lynch 50 seconds off the lead, 19 seconds off of Kyle Holden, the guy in front of him. Brian Lorenzo off the track big time. That's going to lose a lot of time between Kyle Holden. Kyle Holden's actually going to get by the 77 because of the slowdown penalty. Now Brian's going to have to try and fight back, but he can see the rear bumper of Kyle Holden. If Brian can get 5th, all he said he wants to do is try and mitigate his losses and then try and regain it next week. He's going to have to practice, though. Kyle Holden is pulling away from Brian Lorenzo, 0.7 seconds. The rules have reversed. And we are on 5 laps to go, if you haven't forgotten, or I don't know. I'm just here to remind you, just talking. It's, I don't know, it's probably not the most good thing to do, but you kind of have to. If you choose to click on the video, which I appreciate if you do. Brian Lorenzo to the inside of Kyle Holden. Kyle Holden making sure to give him a lane on the outside. Brian Lorenzo, he's going to exit. Not side by side with the 4. He's going to slot back in line, but he has gained a ton of time on Kyle Holden. I highly doubt Brian's going to use the bumpers, but he's going to try and pass. Going high, seeing if he can get momentum out of the turn. Kyle Holden defending. You can see him trying to wrap around that corner. Kyle Holden loose. Brian Lorenzo wasn't, so Brian's going to be able to catch up to the number 4 car, maybe. Someone's on pit road. Thought I saw a black and green car on pit road. I guess not. Brian's 6/10 away. Yeah, there is. The 8 is on pit road. So something happened, whether he spun out, wrecked it. Who knows? But Zach Hansen is going to have to settle for the 8th place position no matter what. John Lynch can't be any worse than 7th. Alonso still battling Kyle Holden. This is going to come down to the wire. Coming to lap. Actually, we are on lap 37 because it's set by our leader, Austin Duran. Austin is in the back bus stop. Almost half of a lap ahead of these guys. But Brian's going to dive it in deep into the back corner of the 4. Doesn't move him though, but he makes up a ton of ground. Brian trying to pass in the S's. That's a dangerous spot, but it looks like he is maybe managing to get it done. And he's going to dive it down low. No, he's not. He's going to settle to the back of the 4. The 4 car is going to go to the inside to block, which allows Brian to get more of a momentum. Brian's going to exit right on the bumper of the 4, trying not to spin him out. I think the 4 just got loose on his own, hopping the curbs like that. 1/10 between these guys. Brian's loose. Brian's loose. Brian wrecks. Can Brian get it fired though before John Lynch comes into the picture? And those are Brian's chances right there. He's doing so well, and the car just snapped out from under him. Tough break. He was probably going to get a top 5 position, and he's going to go down pit road because of it. Going to use his fast repair. John Lynch might pass him. And they're actually about to get lapped by Austin Duran. Lynch is going to go down pit road right now. Brian is going into his stall. Lynch is going to come by. Brian's going to lose a position to John Lynch, and he's going to be put a lap down. Can Brian make it up and get by Lynch? I don't know. I see a 4-second gap between him. I think Brian may have lost another position. But that car may have had engine damage. He didn't have a choice. Austin Duran is held up by John Lynch. Brian Lorenzo pushed it too much. John Lynch to the inside. He's not going to up Austin Duran anymore. Behind him, though, Riley Marabello and Sam Brochu have met up side by side. I didn't know this would happen with Brochu. Riley Marabello is going to go wide. Brochu to the inside, trying to pass the number 92. Going through the last turn side by side, with the advantage to the 10 on the momentum, and the 10 car is going to make the pass in the 2nd place position. White flags out, 1 lap to go here at Watkins Glen. Duran looking like he is going to take back the points battle from Riley Marabello. The gap, however, between Brian and John Lynch has gone down 2 seconds. So we'll see if, but it's probably too late for Brian to get a position. Austin Duran, nice and smooth. Oh, John Lynch skipped the bus stop, completely missed it. Brian's right on top of him. I thought Brian was going to get by. I guess not. But it is really close to the end. Austin Duran through the final turn. Nice and smooth. He's going to take home the checkered flag and lead the most laps. I might have some contact, I'm not sure, and I don't know if he got the fastest lap, but a dominant day for the 25. Ambrosio rallied back in the second. Riley Marabello third. Oh, Marabello got in a wreck here at the end. Jason Jacques in the 71 crossing the finish line right now in the fourth. Good spot for him. Kyle Holden in the fifth place position. Once again, another good run for Kyle Holden. Where's Kyle? Kyle, cross the line right now. John Lynch already crossed the line. He was in sixth. Brian Lorenzo in seventh. Brian was 2 seconds behind John Lynch. So John Lynch skipping the backstretch. Didn't really matter too much. I don't know why Kyle Holden's burning it down, but he is. Probably for surviving. And Duran is blinking out on me. Alright, we'll see. Is this going to be a good angle? Ooh, I like that angle. Okay.
I am often asked, what is tarot? What is even the purpose? Well, if you're asking in dictionary terms, I tell you it's a way of finding more about yourself through a deck of cards that tell you about your past, present, and future. But if you ask me what it means to me, I say it's about learning and love and motivation. Through studying these cards, I've learned to love myself. I've learned how to better myself in areas in my life I don't love as much. And tarot has given me the outlet to motivate myself and others to dig deep into ways to better their lives. I challenge you to dig into your life through tarot.
Alright, my voice is working. We're going to do some interviews right now. See if I can go to a different card. We are going to start off with the 92. Not on track. 10 car. Not on track. So the camera's just going to be set on... Aw, it went away. I like that though. Come on, Riley. You were just in the waiting room. Hey, Sam, it's Matt Booth. You copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, I don't know where Riley went. He was in there and then he just like vanished like Houdini. So, but second place run for you. So nice job with the recovery. Um, yeah, how was it trying to chase Austin?
You know, the old tires actually worked a lot better than I thought. So I might have made a mistake not taking tires at the first pit stop. But I mean, it was fun to chase down Austin. He roughed me up a bit there. I wasn't too fond of that, but I wish we could have been one spot ahead. I'm kind of tired of finishing second and worse. So hopefully Phoenix or Auto Club will finally get me a non restrictor plate win. So overall race was good. Um, I made a few mistakes, but those mistakes will be easy to clean up.
Gotcha. Well, still solid points for you. I'm not sure how the points are gonna look after this. I believe it's a race between you three at the moment. I don't know if Brian's out of this thing with his performance tonight, but regardless, still, what do you think about those two remaining races left? Like, do you feel confident, or are you wanting to get some practice for that?
Auto Club, I'm feeling pretty good about. Phoenix, I'm a little iffy on. I'm probably gonna end up putting some laps down on that track, but we're gonna go into these coming weeks with head held high and make the most out of these races.
Gotcha. Well, sounds good. Before we let you go though, any sponsors you want to thank for your performance tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank Spino Racing, Spino Designs. Jo does a great job getting us ready for these races. Turtle Cove, Stock Car Society, RDM, and all the guys that push us to go out and perform like this.
Gotcha. Well, hopefully you have a good performance next week. I will definitely make sure to keep an eye on you. Hopefully we won't jinx you, and Kepi will be there too. So it might be a little more interesting on all of our ends.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. That was just Sambrosio finishing second. Riley Marabella just asked me, do I get a penalty point if he doesn't go in the waiting room to get an interview? Yes, Riley. I will publicly humiliate you. If I can spell humiliate. So we are going to go to Austin Duran, and maybe Austin can draw an arm Riley to go to the waiting room. Austin's back in the booth. You copy?
Yeah, I got you.
I am trying to strong arm Riley to get into the waiting room, so we're going to talk to our leader right now, their winner right now. So how was it? You led most of this thing. The only other person that led second most amount of laps was Brochu, who couldn't quite chase you down there at the end.
Yeah, it was fun having different strategies with him throughout the race. I was so mad at myself after spinning. I think a couple laps before the comp yellow. I forgot we had a comp yellow, so I thought my race was over at that point. But yeah, luckily that caution came out and I was able to take tires and I was able to pass Brochu. But then I took a splash of fuel later in the race and I really thought Brochu was going to get me because I knew how big of an effect tires had here because it was super loose. I was driving that thing so hard. The final 10 laps there. So yeah, I thought Sam was going to get me, but luckily I was able to hold him off.
Gotcha. Well, how's it looking like for you for these next races? Because I believe you took back the standings lead after this race. So yeah, how's it looking for Phoenix and what's the last one? Auto Club.
Oh man, need to practice for those. I don't think I've ran either track in the next gen, so I'll have to get some laps in and see how I'll do.
Gotcha. Well, that seems to be a common response, so I'm kind of excited for next week. Everybody says that they need practice.
Yeah.
So like, no one's like, "Oh, I'm great at there."
Yeah. These
Um,
next gens are so questionable with these tracks too. So
yeah, I know next gen is really hard to drive. I saw Wes in the chat earlier was just hoping that iRacing would make the car a little better.
yeah.
But before we let you go, though, any sponsors you want to thank for your performance tonight?
Oh yeah, I'd like to shout out my team, Redemption Motorsports, SD Graphics, NASCAR Hotspot, JJ Central, NASCAR Art, URP, and Stapleton Autoworks.
Gotcha. Well, congrats on your win. And next week we'll have Cappy on the booth to maybe pass through you a little harder.
All right, thank you.
All right, that was Austin Drennan, 25-year race winner. Riley Maribel's here. He's in the waiting room. I'm going to move him before he leaves again. Hey, Riley, it's Matt in the booth. You copy?
Yep.
All right, you are here. I did say I would tie you down so you stay in the waiting room, but I didn't talk about duct taping your mouth shut. So you had a decent race today, finishing third, very steady. You got points, so you're still in the championship fight of the scenes. I do know after reading the chat that you weren't overly excited about your performance. So yeah, let's hear it from you.
I simply had no shot at it whatsoever. Top two are just really good at road courses, so great job by them. Yeah, just frustrated.
Gotcha. Well,
Yeah, I couldn't even get the 0x bonus tonight, so that's what I'm really just pissed about. Haven't gotten it once all season, and I needed it tonight. So that's my bad, my mistake. So yeah, I'm kind of pissed right now.
gotcha. Well, personally, I do think you still did a good job. Eventually we are going to get an update here on the standings because they're pretty quick about it. I think, yeah, Jason just came out with it.
10 behind the 25, 7 above the 10.
Yup, you do still have a good shot at this because the winner gets 5 more points than the guy in second. So you're definitely not out of this thing with 2 races left. What do you think is going to happen at Phoenix and Auto Club?
Don't know. We'll see.
Gotcha. Well, if it makes you feel any better, every single person I've talked to that has an actual shot at the championship, even an outside shot, has said that they need practice at Phoenix and Auto Club. So you're honestly not the only one. But before we let you go tonight, any sponsors you want to thank?
Just Final Racing tonight.
Gotcha. Well, thank you for your time, Riley, and hopefully have a good rest of your night. And next week, how well you're doing, it'll be good.
Yep.
All right, so we just talked to Riley. He is a bit disappointed. Couldn't get that Xerox bonus. For those that are wondering, he's talking about a bonus point for not having any incidents. And I saw him right there at the end. He just lost his hood. He was good up until then, which that stinks for him. 10 points behind though. He has a shot at the championship if you're a Riley Arabella fan, or I don't know. Some of these guys will be big. Some of them will just stay iRacers. But yeah, championship is coming down. I'm gonna go look, see who has an actual shot at the championship right now. Also, Duran leading, Riley Marabella behind by 10. Sam Brochu out of the lead by 17. Brian Lorenzo has a outside. I think Brian Lorenzo's chances are maybe toast. 21 points out right now. And Kyle Holden, 28 points out. They're kind of on the bubble heading into this thing, and yeah, you had to be a road course racer to get it done. And it's been on the schedule, so it's not a surprise. But Austin Duran, Sam Brochu, and Hack Riley Marabello, still top 3, still good, still better than what I can do on the iRacing. And you get the points, and I think they're the ones that are going to have the legitimate chance to win this championship. Personally, my pick, I don't know, it's tough. I think it'll come down to the final race, to be honest, between those 3, and it'll be interesting. anyone else in the chat. So there's no one to interview if I wanted to. But this is Matt in the booth. Hopefully next week we got some Cappy action going on. Unfortunately, he couldn't join us tonight. And my voice hurts because I can't talk this long. And so thank you for watching. We'll see you next week, 8:15 at Phoenix. I have not raced there too. I just bought the track. Haven't set any laps in any car. It'll be interesting. I've heard from a lot of guys that it is loose.